All right, I just want to take a second to show how the sliding clutch in the transmission works, because drivers all the time talking about floating gears and not using double clutch to float the gear. So this is a sliding clutch. It slides back and forth on the main shaft of the transmission. And there's a fork that comes down through here from the shifter, and there's 3 forks on the main shaft that have sliding clutches. So when you're in neutral and not in a gear, this shaft will be turning, but this gear sliding clutch is not engaging any gear. So therefore the gears spin on the shaft and it doesn't put any output to the drive shaft. When you put it in gear, this sliding clutch, the forks on here, will take it and slide it and lock it into this front gear. And now this front gear will not turn without turning the whole shaft. So this whole shaft will turn now. Take it out of gear, put it in neutral, and now the gear turns. Put it in gear, and it locks in that gear, and now the whole shaft will turn, so it's locked in. If you look closely at the front teeth of this sliding clutch, you can see where it's wore and beveled. That's what happens when you go to put it in gear and you hear grinding. You're grinding, zoom out a little bit, out. You're grinding these teeth of these gears, and put this on here. And the inside teeth, of here. And that's what you're grinding when you're sitting there trying to get it from one gear to another, whether from a dead stop or changing gears and you can't quite get it in gear. You're not allowing these gears and these gears to mesh together. And these are just spinning until you finally get it stopped and it drops in. That's the grinding you hear in the transmission. So the reason I want to show you this is a sliding clutch. And when you put it in gear, this is what you're moving back and forth. First, second, third, fourth. This is what you're sliding and engaging, because this will spin until you lock it in. Now it won't spin. Take it out of gear, it spins. That's neutral. So when you're grinding it in gear, that's what you're doing, is putting that sliding clutch in. I'm not saying that's what happened on this one, but when you slide it in, and you lock it in, or you hit it hard, or you drop the clutch real hard, this is what happens. That's how you bust a gear. Or you downshift it, or you jam it in gear. That can be the cause of this. This is spinning. You jam that in, and all that momentum, or you downshift hard and you jam it in gear real quick, you bust a gear. It drops in the bottom of the pan. So if you can't float a gear without grinding it, you need to be double clutching, because double clutching takes the pressure off of this and from the engine to the transmission and allows this to find itself into that gear without busting it. So if you can't float a gear and get the RPMs of the motor and the transmission correct without grinding, hearing that grinding noise, double clutch. And taking that double clutch will take the pressure off